In this video, I'm going to talk about my last 161 hours of gaming, give or take, and the trophies I've been earning, and of course the platinums I've been earning, because not flex, but I've actually earned some platinums recently. So this is my Trophy Hunter update. I used to do it every month, but as I was playing less and less and earning less and less impressive platinums, I don't earn many impressive platinums, but you know, as I was earning less platinums, I felt like it was less relevant and made less of a juicy video for me to actually talk about the games. So in this video, I'm going to break it down and I'm going to go through all the games I've been playing. My last update was June, so this is going to take place from July onwards. So before I break down each individual game, I'm going to show you a comparison of where I was at my last update. So my last update was actually the end of May, and now we're looking into the beginning of September. So since then, I've gained 2 platinums. I know, mad skills. I've gained about almost 20 golds. That's not bad. I've gained, 30 silvers and 30 bronzes, which is, it's not bad, I have to say. My completion, which is the main thing, right? That's all everyone cares about. So I've been told, has gone from 98.59% up to 98.8%. I'm getting close to that 99%. I've touched it. I've teetered on the edge of being a 99%, and then as soon as I started another game, it just came plummeting down. As you can see, though, I've played 3 more games, but I've completed 3 more games. There's still some uncompleted games on my list, can't lie, but my unearned trophies have actually gone down. So has my trophies per day. 10,000 more people have been looking at my PSNP, been given a little stalk on PlatinumBro, which I'm all for. Thanks for checking it out. My world rank, I said in the last video I was so close to losing my top 400th in the UK, and now it's clear I've actually lost it quite substantially, and now I'm close to losing my top 500 in the UK. Do I really care? No. My world rank I've went down by 600 as well. That's going to just be happening forever, especially with these jumping chicken nugget games, these jumping taco games, these jumping PlatinumBro games. Like, with the amount of jumping games out there, and I ain't doing them, people are going to be shooting up the ranks, especially when you can earn like 50 platinums in a day with these games. But I don't care. I ain't bothered. Okay, so here we have my PSN Profiles account. So I've played a couple games: Outriders, FIFA 22, Gladiator, Neverlast, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, Ghost Runner, and The Last of Us Part 1. Now, Outriders I've spoke about endlessly. Just a goddamn great looter shooter, what can I say? The DLC came out and I jumped back into that game to play it. I was really hyped for it. Everyone knew, I feel like, well, Google knew. That's all that really matters. I was getting like ads for Outriders on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere I went. When I was going to Subway to get a sandwich, I was getting like, adverts in my sandwich in the sub. So people knew that I was excited for the Outriders DLC, and it didn't disappoint. It wasn't as long as the base game, but it introduced a new post-end sort of like grindy game, dungeon. I can't remember what it was called now because it's like 2 months ago, but it was pretty good. Trials of something. And it was like a 10-wave thing. It's quite fun, quite rewarding. There was a bit of an exploit at the end where you could kind of like kill the last boss, leave the game, join the game again, and you would face the boss again, and he'd give you all the loot. All of the impressive loot, so it was just like insane towards the end of how much currency and impressive shiny new guns you got. But it's a good bit of DLC. If you like Outriders, you'll like it. If you don't like Outriders, then it obviously ain't for you. Then we got FIFA. So FIFA 22, it's a game I have been playing for quite some time. It took me 2 months and 1 week. About 115 hours is what I've estimated for this game. So when I said 161 hours, a big bulk of it has been spent playing FIFA. I think it's like 130 hours in total. I've finally got the platinum in it. It's an ultra rare platinum, so I'm happy I got a new ultra rare plat. And there's a few difficult trophies, one of them for scoring a bicycle kick, which sounds really easy, but it feels very much RNG in a sense of you control the game, yes, you control the players, yes, but you don't control their positioning in the matches. So to get a player in a certain position to score a goal in a certain way, you do need a little bit of luck. I won't dwell on it though, because I know we don't have loads of soccer fans, but if you like football, it's a pretty good game. It's the first one I've played in 5 years, so it felt like a bit of a step up. And then these next 2 games, Neverlast and Gladiator Blades of Fury, I earned these trophies so you don't have to video where I earned all the trophies in these 2 games. I'm not going to dwell on them too much. The video has the full breakdown of me earning every single trophy, so you can go and watch it there. Just proper garbage games. Bottom of the barrel games I found on the PSN store sale. I think both of them were about £1.20. Neverlast was considerably, I don't know, they both were pretty bad in their own ways. Gladiator was very much just an asset combination drop. They just got loads of assets from loads of different types of games, merged it very poorly into one 3D fighting game, and then launched it. It did feel very much like that. Neverlast was probably very much the same. It actually felt more underworked than Gladiator because it literally is just one level, You get to the end, and that is literally the game, and you can get the end in 30 minutes. You can see that it took me 26 minutes to earn the platinum, earn all the trophies, no plats, and that was literally including the fact I was streaming, pausing it, writing notes. So you probably could speedrun it in like 18 minutes if you wanted to. It wasn't a great game. It was very empty. It looked like it was going to be bad but good, but it ended up being bad and bad. Gladiator was bad but funny. It's some of the way the characters controlled and stuff was pretty hilarious, full of loads of funny exploits and full of loads of funny glitches, like just falling to the floor, getting stuck, so the character's like stuck in a falling animation, but then you don't actually fall. That is top draw glitching. So yeah, my time in Gladiator wasn't actually that bad. It took me about 6 hours to get the 100%, and yeah, I wouldn't play it. And if you watch my video I've done, you'll know why. Then we have Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I have a video coming out about this. It will be my third and final video about Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Just a bad game. Or I'll say a good game for the first hour. The first playthrough is reasonably fun, but after your 7th or 8th playthrough, maybe a 10 or 12th if you class all the glitches, all the crashes, certain levels I had to replay time and time again. It just really sucked the fun out of it. And the online trophies as well, it was just garbage. I mean, it's a shame because I goddamn love Scott Pilgrim. He's like such a funny character. The film is one of my favourite films of all time, probably top 10 easy. And the platinum it's a very rare, I'll take it. It's a very rare because of how annoying it is, not because of its difficulty. I think the guide's a 3 out of 10, and I think I would agree with that. You can use exploits to get better weapons, to level up your character, to get more lives, so it isn't difficult in that sense. It's just the fact that the controls are garbage. The game is not fun to play. Like, I don't play many side-scrolling beat-em-up games, and if they all play like this, I won't be playing many more. Literally, it's just such repetitive combat, and the only thing they could think of to make the AI somewhat difficult was just to make them block endlessly. They just stand there and block for 30 seconds straight, and you're sitting there thinking, this level is only 5 minutes long, and it's only 5 minutes because 2 of the characters have stood there and blocked for 30 seconds straight. We then have Ghost Runner. Now, I'm not going to be doing any videos on Ghost Runner. I did a live stream, I did a video on my first impressions. It's a really fantastic game, and I've almost finished the game, to be fair, so it looks like I'm only at 78%, I'm at 96% for the platinum. All you need to do is do 23 kills in a row, and then do 2 miscellaneous trophies, which you can do in certain levels, and the platinum will be mine. I will be doing the DLC, just not straight away. I might maybe do a video about the DLC, or I might live stream the DLC, see what takes my fancy. 6 out of 10. I did the game obviously in the classic way, which you have to do if you don't want to glitch your trophies out. So there's a glitch where if you play it on the easy mode, the collectible trophies don't work. So you have to play the whole game on normal anyway before you then switch it to the assisted mode, which you can do just to clean up the miscellaneous trophies. That's what I did. Basically, you just get an extra life. So if you're just trying to get through a level to get to a certain point to kill something in a certain way, it makes sense to use the assisted mode for that part of the game. And I don't think it's that difficult. I think 6 out of 10 might be a bit high for it, to be honest, because it's quite a simple game and the mechanics are very simple, and the first 3 hours are the learning curve is very steep. You die a lot. I mean, I still died like 50 to 100 times a level, but because it's so fast in, you kind of learn each encounter. You kind of can't go through an encounter without dying. That's not how the game is built. You know, you go to an encounter, there's 3 to 10 enemies there, you run around, you kind of understand the lay of the land first. You may die a couple of times, find out where enemies are, and then from there you kind of take it as like more of a puzzle. It's definitely a skill-based puzzle, because there was times where I was a little bit frustrated, especially in the levels towards the end, but I never thought it was frustratingly hard. I just thought it was just a good level of difficulty. What I will say, my only critique of the game is that the wall running is very, very particular. So the wall running is a big part of the game. You have your slide, your jump, you like your sort of whip, and your wall running. And the wall running takes a bit of time to master, and I didn't really master it until the last hour of playing the game, because I realized you have to really aim the camera towards the wall, otherwise it doesn't run on the wall. So that kind of takes away from the experience a little bit, because you have to kind of whip the camera around all of the time to land on the walls properly. I found it annoying. I don't know if anyone else had this problem. It's a minor critique, but I think when a game's so dependent on their gameplay, the gameplay has to be 100%. That might be the developer's choice to make it so specific. The rest of the game is not that specific, so it seems more like overlooked rather than, and not refined, rather than an actual game creation decision. But that's very minor. The game is fantastic. It's worth playing. It looks beautiful. It's so fast paced, and the story's actually really cool. The story's told just through chatting to the people through your headset, but it actually is quite a good little story, and I enjoyed it. And towards the end, I was actually quite invested in the world they'd built. I would recommend Ghost Runner without a shadow of a doubt. It's a solid game. You know, probably an 8 out of 10 minimum, maybe pushing an 8.5, maybe a 9. But I would definitely give it I'd probably give it, if I was to do my review system, which is bronze, silver, gold, platinum, I probably would give it a platinum rating. It's definitely worth your time. Finally, we have The Last of Us Part 1, which is a game I have been streaming quite a lot recently. When I bought it, I was like, I'm going to stream the first playthrough. I thought it was going to be a lot of more requirements for the trophies, which is not the case. You can watch my videos where I break down the trophy list. All you have to do is play through the game and get the collectibles. That is literally, and do the Left Behind as well. I think it's great. I really enjoy it. I know the questions I get in the stream a lot, and I imagine you might be having this question as well, is it worth it? And my answer to that is just, you decide the value of your games. I do think £70 is a little bit steep for this remake. I do think they spent a lot of time in remaking the game. The only difference between this and a normal remake is the fact that the gameplay hasn't changed at all. It's just a visual upgrade. And if you've never played The Last of Us before, it's the best version of the game. The Last of Us Remastered is so cheap now, like £10, $15, $10, whatever. If you just want to play the game, the PS4 version is still, to this day, holds up really well as an amazing version, amazing remaster of that game. It might be worth just jumping in and doing that one. There is a lot more trophies involved. The difficulty, well, there's no difficulty-based trophies in The Last of Us Part 1. In the remaster there is. It's a much more impressive platinum trophy, the remaster, than The Last of Us Part 1 remake. And of course there's no multiplayer. But I'm enjoying it. I think I'm very glad I bought it. And it's in 60 hours. That 6 out of 10 difficulty, that is actually the guide from The Last of Us Remastered trophy list. There hasn't been a new trophy list come out for this one, and I would say it's probably, realistically, it's only 3 out of 10, because you can play the game on very light. So as long as you know how to play the game, do the collectibles, the platinum trophy will be yours. And that's what I spent my 161 hours on. And it's going to be a little bit more of the same. I want to get Last of Us done, I want to get a video out on it, and then I want to finish Ghost Runner. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the plans for the channel a little bit later on. Going forward, what I'd like is, if you have a question you'd like me to answer in a video, comment down below in this video, and then when I make my next update and I'm looking at questions, I will look back at this video and pick the best questions out and answer them. So my first question is from JammerDude07, who asks me, when am I going to go back and play some PlayStation 3 games? Go on a bit of an older classic kick. He's been playing a lot of the older games like Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, etc. That's a good question. I have a big stack of PlayStation 3 games. I think I've done a collection video, I have. And I have some games on there I really want to play, mainly Captain America, Spider-Man Edge of Time, Wolverine Origins, X-Men Destiny, and then Force Unleashed 1 and 2. And I do want to jump back on and play those, and I never earned the platinum in them because I played all of them on Xbox back in the day, back when I was just a little whippersnapper. So I do plan doing it. The only problem is it's a little bit more complicated to capture the footage because the PlayStation 3 doesn't allow for you to capture things using capture cards, so you have to kind of get a HDMI splitter. When I finally get my life sorted and I manage to get myself one of those, and I get some time in between bigger games, I probably am planning on jumping back and playing some classic ones, but I'm not going to be playing any this year because my schedule for games going forward, I think for the rest of the year is going to be pretty jam-packed. David Delara says, why is there so much toxicity in the community regarding what plat counts and what doesn't? It's so frustrating when you say you earned a plat, you struggle with, and people are just like, well, that's easy, I got it really easily. Good question that, David. And the answer, unfortunately, is just elitism. I don't know myself personally why some people find it such a big flex to say certain games are easy. I've seen people tell me that, you know, Dark Souls, Bloodborne are like a 2 out of 10, and I just don't understand why people feel a need to talk down to people about this sort of thing. There can be a lot of toxicity about this sort of stuff. I don't know. People just seem to think they're better than other people because of the platinums they earn, which of course is not the case. And we're all in the same community together. We all should be, you know, encouraging each other, being like, well done. If you got a platinum trophy in Ratchet and Clank, or you got a platinum trophy in Spider-Man, or Ghost of Tsushima, or Bloodborne, or Devil May Cry, like, these are all really impressive because they still show your commitment to the game. And I think we do need a bit more positivity in the world, in our community, because the world's full of negativity and we just don't need it, right? But I think ultimately it's just people being a bit elitist and thinking they're better than someone else because they're trophy list. I mean, I've had people comment on my videos being like, bro, you play easy platinums, and I'm like, bro, I don't care. But you know, it's my list at the end of the day. So it's like, well, you're not better than me because you played all these games. Like, who is? Like, your trophy list is not a determining factor of your value as a person. And if you think otherwise, you really need to reevaluate. That is the harsh reality of it. But let's just all try and be more positive. Thumbs up. Awkward thumbs up on that one. Purple Beach says, is there a game you want to play at platinum but the trophy list is just too daunting? Actually asked a bonus question saying, what is the single most frustrating trend you find in trophy lists? Okay, double questions. So, probably Devil May Cry 5. It's Joel Guy Frisky platinumed it, and obviously if he can do it, then anybody can do it, right? It's got quite a lot of demanding parts of it for the trophies. playing the game on all of the difficulties which don't stack, so you have to do the game like 6 times, and the hardest difficulty is the game on its second hardest mode, or third hardest, but where you die in one hit and the enemies don't, and they're long levels. So that, always thought it's a lot of skill mastery, and I don't know if I've got the time to really sink into like 3-4 hours into one level when there's like 15-20 levels. I would like to do it. It's a bit daunting, yeah, but you know what, big games, as in time, are daunting as well. Like, I really would like to jump into Death Stranding, but again, I'm like, it's 100 hours. Do I want to spend 100 hours on the game? I just don't know. Final Fantasy VII is exactly the same. Big games that I just need to forge some time, make some space in my schedule to play some of these games I'm missing out on, because it's the same with like Elden Ring as well. I'm going to play Elden Ring this year, but it's just like, I put it off literally 5 months because I'm like, oh, I don't have the time. So yeah, and then my most annoying trend, well, obviously it's the games that are coming out that just are literally just shovelware garbage, which I'll let me like jump up and down with this nugget and you get a platinum. Don't like that trend at all. And I would just say again, I've always said this, I'm not a big fan of collectibles. I think I'm fine with collectibles, I just don't think they should be tied to trophies, because going for 200 collectibles in a 20-hour game is not a very enjoyable thing for anybody. I just think it's just doesn't need to be there. Less collectibles, yeah, even better. But if you're going to put collectibles in, put it so you only have to find 25 to 50% of them, and then leave it there. Oh, feet fell asleep. Oh dear, I need to wake up. Pins and needles on my toes. Ugh. Baba Bia Mesa says, are you spending less time on trophy hunting? And if you are, is it temporary or permanent thing? So I made a video a while ago saying I'm getting tired of trophies. That was in June. And I think people ask us on the podcast every week how to deal with burnout. And, you know, we say the same things, and often it usually is the case if you just need to take a break from it and let the passion reignite. I think in June, July, and probably May, actually, yeah, and then towards middle of August, I have been feeling quite burnt out trophy hunting. I haven't been gaming as much as I would like because I've been spending a lot of time on YouTube. That is just the reality of it. Obviously, I work full time as well, and I've got a dog and try and go out and live a life as well, so I don't have endless amounts of free time. I haven't been gaming as much, but I've been trophy hunting even less. Like in August, when I earned the platinum for FIFA, I just kept playing FIFA for like 2 weeks because I just couldn't be bothered to start a new game with all these trophy requirements, all these missables, blah blah blah. Sometimes it feels like research and work, right, when you're setting up to start a new game, because you have to kind of look at the guides. And I feel like I'm at this point now where I'm becoming really picky with the games I play, and I have this like kind of like feeling where I'm like, I don't want to start a game if I know I'm not going to fall in love with it, because then I will just feel like I've wasted my time. So I'm being even more specific, and I think games like Scott Pilgrim have really soured my trophy hunting experience as of late, because of just when you get a game and it's just garbage. I had a glitch in it, which you'll see in the video when it comes out, where I was almost going to have to replay the game for 8 more times, and I did say it myself, I know I 100%, but if this glitch happens, I am not replaying this game. I am leaving it where it is, and I will just move on to the next game because it's not worth it. I think my videos going forward are going to be based a lot more on the games I'm going to be playing, so that should increase my trophy hunting. Okay, so there were the 3 questions I answered in this video. If you would like to ask me a question for my next update, pop it in the comments down below, and I'll try my best to answer the best, funniest, or most relevant questions. Okay, I just want to spend a little bit of time thanking my patrons as I try and include them in every monthly update, or update as I do them. So I'd like to thank each and every one of you for supporting PlatinumBro. I really appreciate it. It helps, you know, keep everything in motion. It helps pay for things like traveling. Like I've been going to see Joel to make videos. I'm going to go see Lucy and Adam very soon. And it helps fund those sort of things, because even driving, you know, to Manchester still 350 miles return trip. So it's like, it does add up, especially with everything that's going on in the world as well. So thank you all very much. So I'd like to thank you all. Toxic Bandit, thank you. Add a Baby to Boy, Vincent Jose Jr., Heather342, Zach Roberts, Aries, John Gleason, Deadman Walking, Major Black Rose, Tofa, Dudum, Razgardar, great name, Nathan Dunn, Dazzler UK, Craig Timmis, Nathan Rowland, Elizabeth Dent, Face Palmer, White Wolf 416, Richard Watts, Alex Mayhook, Shadow Impact UK, Skinny Man Gamer, Golden Fourth, Scott McGinns, John Willen, Philip1146, Ian Viguni, The Kush Completionist, The Great Adam, Rab Jammy, Lord Coalhouse, Scott Carson, Shouting Zombie, Theta, Shah, 0412, Brian Soros09, Chris Crampton, Nightly Gaimo, Felicia Steph, Raybean91, Guy Frusky, Jake Ann, Joe McAffery, Paper Town Girl, Adam Green, Joshua Ferguson, Rodocci, Bangin Browett, Nathan, Isaac Murphy, Callum Robinson, Akima, Stewie, Bro, and Mason Morales. I almost got through that all in one take. Took 3 takes. I made a few mistakes there. Thank you to each and every one of you, and also thank you to the YouTube members who've also joined as well. I do appreciate that as well. It does help keep the lights on, keep PlatinumBro still platin. I appreciate it, guys. Okay, so this is actually a really long video, and I'm going to talk a little bit now about just a quick channel update. If you're still here, you're obviously a pro PlatinumBro bro. Just going forward, I just want you to know that I'm still going to be spending the same amount of time, if not more, on my YouTube content, but I'm kind of trying to refocus some of my ideas. I felt like I was stagnating a bit from like 7,000 to 9,000. That was like a 3 to 6 month period where I just wasn't gaining a lot of subs, and it's picked up a little bit since then. But I tried a few ideas. In June I did 30 videos in 30 days. Didn't really get the reception I thought it would have got. I mean, everyone who was already here watched it, and I obviously thank you all for watching it, but the kind of push from the algorithm didn't really deliver at all. I didn't get any more views. My click-through rates was the same, but YouTube just wasn't pushing it. So you have impressions on the internet, on YouTube, where they kind of show you how many times people are seeing it, and I just was not getting pretty much any more impressions for literally like 5 times as many videos as I normally do. So it made me kind of think about my redirection, and I just want to try some longer style videos with more speed, more snappiness to them, to deliver, you know, a more entertaining video. So the videos aren't going to be twice a week anymore. They're probably going to be once a week, maybe a little bit less while I try to figure out what I'm going to do with these videos, but I'm still going to be live streaming. I'm obviously still going to be on Twitter, Instagram, Discord, replying to comments. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just spending more time making my videos. So I just want you to know when you see a little bit less of PlatinumBro, it's not because he's not doing anything. It's because I'm just working on making my content more entertaining so you all enjoy it more. And that's it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Do not forget to like and subscribe. And also let me know what platinums you've been earning over the past couple of months. Take it easy.